Hi everyone, and welcome to this lesson where we will talk about the Docker Registry. So, the Docker Registry pretty much provides a software distribution mechanism, and this is specifically known as the Docker Registry. This registry facilitates the discovery and distribution of Docker images. The concept of registry is fundamental and it provides the complete set of utilities to package, send, store, and discover new images for Docker. So I already showed you the most famous registry for Docker, the Docker Hub. And registry is one of the key pieces when creating our Docker environments immediately after we start creating our own images. So having images on a registry saves us a lot of bandwidth and gives us better access and download time to the images that we want to get. So the idea of the Docker registry is that developers can extract images from the registry to create containers and deploy them either in a public or organization private cloud. So the Docker registry works almost like Git. Every image, also known as repository, is the base of the layers. So every time we build our image locally, the Docker registry only stores the difference from the previous version, but not the entire images. So this makes the creation and distribution process way more efficient. As I said, and I've shown you before, Docker registry is actually the most famous registry for Docker. And if we search here, let's say Python, you can easily find images for Python and related packages. However, the main problem with the official Docker Hub image repository is that it has some limitations regarding the number of images that we can upload and download, which means that the number of pulls and pushes is limited to a certain number for a period of time. So to avoid this problem, of course, you can set your own Docker registry for your organization, and this option is pretty logical, especially since the users are doing builds consistently and have some CI/CD system that depends on a registry for downloading images. There are of course other registries such as QA or Harbor, and those allow you to open an account and bring images as a registered user. Another option is by using the GitLab, especially if you manage your images directly from Git. Of course, you can use other registries such as Amazon AWS and so on. So the idea of this video is to teach you how to actually create a Docker registry and manage it. And this is possible because since the Docker registry is an open source project, it can be installed to any server to create your own registry with uploads, so you're able to upload your images privately. This project aims to have a tracking function on images hosted on your own server. So you can deploy a Docker registry on your own server in several ways and distribute your own Docker images. For example, for Linux distributions that include Docker registration package, you can install the package and start a service. So if we go back to our terminal, let's see how you can create a fully functional registry. So firstly, you will need to open a registry container that will be listening on a particular port. So let's do docker run -d -p, and here's where we will define our ports. So let's do 5001 on 5000, then let's do restart equals to always --name will be registry, and finally I will do registry 2. Okay, so when we run this command, our registry container should be created. So I'll hit enter here and you'll see a new process was added, and if you go here and check on Docker, you can see that we have the registry container that is listening on port 501. So now let's take or pull an image from the Docker Hub as we discussed and push it to our own registry. So I decided to pull Ubuntu 16.04, and you can do docker pull Ubuntu column 16.04, okay, and this will get you the image. Now, if you don't have it already installed, it will take some more time, but since I already have it, it just updates it, okay? So once you're done with that, the next second step would be to tag the image. This creates an additional tag for the existing image. So when the first port of the tag is a host name and then a port, Docker will interpret this as a location of the registry. And for that reason, you will do Docker push actually tag, and then let's do Ubuntu 16.04 and then local host, and then we're gonna pass the port 5001/my Ubuntu. Okay, so this will create the new tag, as you can see. And actually, if I do now Docker images, you'll see that here we will find on port 5001 my Ubuntu image. Okay, and I created this just now. So once you create the tag, now we can actually push the image into our local registry. So you can do Docker push localhost 5001 my Ubuntu. Okay, let's click enter here, and this is actually pushing the image into our local registry that I created here. Okay, so now once this is done, we can actually remove all the locally cached images of the Ubuntu because they are already into our registry. So if you do Docker image remove Ubuntu and then 16.04, okay, this will actually remove our image. And after that, let's also remove the registry as well that you saw right here. Okay, so how we can do that is by Docker image remove, and then let's do, actually I will just copy it so we don't waste too much time. So go here, copy the image, we display those images by Docker images, and then simply paste it here. Okay, so now this is done, and you will see that if I do Docker images, this image no longer exists into our image database. So now our image is stored into our registry, and the best way to access it is by simply writing Docker pull localhost 5001 and then do my Ubuntu. Okay, so when you click enter, you can see that we're actually pulling our image from the registry, and now it is going to be installed into our device. So if I do now Docker images, you can see that we again have our image here, and we downloaded it from our local registry. So it is exactly the same way, guys, if you want to push your files into either local or public registry. Okay, the only difference it will be that you will not actually do a local host here, but actually you will do the host of the actual application. So it is really simple. So finally, once we pulled our image from our local registry, let's now delete the registry. But before that, let's first stop it. So simply do Docker container stop registry. Okay, in that way you can pretty much stop any container. So now this container is stopped, and if you see here, the registry is no longer running. And then let's do Docker container stop registry in case it is not stopped properly, and Docker container rm-v registry. Okay, and this completely removed our container, as you can see, guys. So we no longer have our registry. So this is the complete life cycle for creating a registry, passing an image there. You can also pass multiple images if you wish, and then deleting the registry. And as I said, it's exactly the same way if you want to do either public or private registry. With the only difference that with the public registry it's already there, so you don't need to create it. So that's it, guys. Thank you very much for watching that video. This is the last video of the Docker security section. So in the next one we will dig a little bit deeper and we will talk about the Docker host security. Thanks for watching.